Hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is once again time for another one of these videos. It is FIFA Failed Superstars. These are young players, or back in the day they were young players who were touted to become amazing talents, world beaters in the world of football by old school FIFA career mode, and unfortunately haven't lived up to the hype that was sort of suggested. Now obviously of course they're professional footballers, so they've still been successful, they play football for a living, but they're not the Luis Suarez's, the Iron Robbins, the Zlatan Ibrahimovic's that they were projected to be on old school FIFA games. If you do go on to enjoy the video, then of course feel free to smash the likes button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. This of course surrounds around FIFA 09 Wonderkids, and where are they now? The first of which is Filip Hološko, the Slovakian winger who plays for Sydney FC. I'm not going to lie to you, this is probably the best one of the entire mini-series so far, because I only know like two of the players in the entire video. Never heard of Filip Hološko before, but he plays in the Australian A-League, 69 rated right midfielder. He had 89 potential on FIFA 09, and he's currently now a 32-year-old 69 rated player. It's quite incredible. He does have high attacking and defensive work rate, which is quite useful, and decent shot power, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, but once again, nowhere near, I think, what the FIFA 09 scouts expected him to be. FIFA 09, the scouts got considerably worse. They got better for FIFA 08, and they've gone back downhill again. The second player is Loyd D'amour, who is 64 rated. He's a central midfielder. His best attribute is 83 on his stamina, but this guy, would you believe, had 88 potential on FIFA 09. And look at him now, he's 64 rated. Back then he was 60, so he's only grown +4 since he was like 17 on FIFA 09. He's currently 25 years of age. Much like Hološko before him, has got high defensive and attacking work rate, can play as a centre mid and a defensive mid, so he's sort of that solid holding midfielder, but again, nowhere near what was projected for him. After that, we've got another very similar one. This is incredible, to be honest with you. Mehdi Elito. Now, Mehdi plays for Cambridge United, who are a League 2 side, and he's 62 rated, got very good sprint speed, acceleration and agility, decent balance and stamina, and apart from that, he's very much lacking, especially in the strength department, so he's that pacey impact winger maybe to come off the bench. Currently 26 years of age. Back on FIFA 09, he had a potential of 88. 88! I think he was higher rated back then. No, sorry, he was like 58 rated back then or something like that. But he's only 62 now that he's probably hit his potential, let's be honest. 3-star weak for 3-star skill moves, but he had 88 potential back then. He's only 62 rated. Again, he's still a professional footballer, but, you know, he could have been like the best English player on the game with a rating like that these days. After that, we've got Hutton, someone that you probably have heard of because he's played in the Premier League for, you know, a decent amount of years. Played for Tottenham, then Aston Villa. Now currently playing for Villa in the Championship. Right back, 72 rated. I think at his prime he was about 78 on FIFA or something like that. But he once had 88 potential back on FIFA 09. And to be honest with you, having seen Alan Hutton across his whole career, I had no idea how the scouts of EA at that point came to the conclusion that he was at some point going to reach 88 overall in, you know, in terms of real life. It seems very, very peculiar because he's never really been that sort of player to have that sort of potential. After that, we've got Macaulay Chrysanthus. So I think, I'm not entirely sure. I think this guy used to play for Hamburg in Germany. I think he did really well at like a youth tournament for Nigeria, and that is what made people think that he was going to be like some world beater. So I can understand what this guy and all the hype around him. He currently plays in the Spanish second division, which isn't exactly the worst thing in the world. Sorry, he's 67 rated now, but back in the day he had a potential of 87, and again, obviously hasn't got anywhere near that. He's currently 20 overall away from that rating, which obviously isn't too representative of the hype that he had back on FIFA 09. Next up, we've got Vincenzo Fiorillo of Pescara. I can't remember how to pronounce this team's name, to be honest with you, nor can I remember if they're in the Serie A or Serie B, I think, or Calcio A or Calcio B. I think they're in the second division right now. I think they're sort of like a yo-yo team. Nevertheless, this guy had 88 potential back on FIFA 09. He's currently a 70 rated goalkeeper at 26 years of age, playing for Pescara or Pescara. And again, obviously, you know, he's only 26, so as a goalkeeper he'll still get better, but he won't, you know, be a world beater like what was projected. He was basically the Donnarumma, wasn't he, really, of FIFA 09, but unfortunately hasn't lived up to that potential. After that, we've got the Brazilian attacking midfielder from Shakhtar Donetsk. This is Dentinho, who I do believe on FIFA 09 was still playing in his native Brazil back then. Since then, he has moved to Europe, but hasn't really progressed. I can't imagine him even being a starting player for Shakhtar on the game anyway. He might be in real life, but 74 rated. I think there's better attacking mids at Shakhtar Donetsk. he had a potential back in the day of, I think it was 88. Yeah, he had a potential of 88. He's a relatively good player these days, but not a gold card on Ultimate Team, and certainly not 88 rated. After that, we've got Mikhail. I'm just going to call him Mikhail, because it might be Shretien, it might be Chretien, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that, so we're going to call him Mikhail from AS Nancy-Lorraine. He's a centre-back, 70 rated. I think back in the day he was a right-back. He actually had a better rating on FIFA 09 as a youngster than he does now. I think he was 75 rated on FIFA 09, and now he's 70, although he is 32, so I suppose he has aged quite a bit. Playing for Morocco at that French side, AS Nancy-Lorraine. Back in the day, he had a potential of 86, and, again, it doesn't take much of a genius to know that 86 and 70 aren't the same number. He's, again, professional footballer, but just hasn't reached the heights that were expected of him on FIFA 09. The penultimate player we're going to look at is someone that I certainly haven't heard of. This is Javier, I think it's the penultimate player we're going to look at. Yeah, it is. Javier Reina, who currently plays in the Colombian League. Now, I think he was playing in the Mexican League back in FIFA 09. He had a really good potential, had a potential of 88. I didn't even realise he was going to still be on the game. I fully expected him to not be on the game anymore, but he is. And he's in his native Colombia at the moment, playing for Deportivo Pasto, I think it is, from Colombia. 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves. He's 69 rated right now, but had a potential back then of 88. Now, the final player we're going to look at is not someone who's actually on the game, but this was an opportunity that was far too much to miss, to be quite honest with you. And this is Jose Baxter. Now, a bit of backstory about Baxter is he's currently serving a drugs ban from football for a year. That's why he's not on the game. I think he was on FIFA 16. He'll probably be on FIFA 18 if he's still at the club that he's at, which I think is Sheffield United. But he's currently serving a drugs ban, a 12-month drugs ban, so hence he's not on FIFA 17. So that's why I was like, well, he's actually still a professional footballer per se, but he's just not allowed on the game because of this ban. Back in the day, he was playing for Everton. Now, I remember him being a massive prospect even back then. He had 92 potential on FIFA 09 after the winter upgrade. 92 potential. Obviously, right now, we don't have an overall for him, and I'll probably put on the screen what his overall was last time he appeared on FIFA, but obviously he's not on FIFA 17, so we can't compare it to this year. But obviously the fact that he's playing in League 1 right now would indicate that he hasn't reached the potential that the scouts of FIFA 09 expected him to be, being 92 potential is absolutely ridiculous. The highest potential of anyone featured in this video, but a kind of sad one. I think, like James Vaughan, they both played for Everton in the youth academy at a similar time. James Vaughan featured in the FIFA 7 Wonderkids video, I think. They were sort of coming through the youth academy at similar times, but both of them struggled with injuries and didn't really get a chance. And when they did play for Everton, they looked really good, but then injuries, hampered them, knee injuries, ankle injuries, whatever, and they ended up just not reaching the heights they were expected to. So that's a kind of sad one, to be honest with you, to end on. But that is 10 players that were expected to be world beaters on FIFA 09 that haven't reached the potential, and the question has been answered, where are they now? I think definitely that was the best one, to be honest with you, because not many of the players on that list I knew at all, apart from Jose Baxter and Alan Hutton. I knew no one else on the entire list, and I'm not sure any of you guys will have heard of any of the others either. Nevertheless, make sure to leave them in the comments section if you have actually heard of any of these players. You support the team that they used to play for or something like that. If you have enjoyed this video though, feel free to smash the likes button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys though today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Yo, biddy bang, biddy boo. Man can't fuck with a Nottingham crew. Put 1, 2, 9 holes in the queue. Wanna ride on me, you better change that route. I'm a lyrical animal straight out of the zoo. Big mate, man, big like Big Zoo. 15 going OT on my own, done it all alone. I never been a bring true. KYE the hardest YG, my G, better know he kicks like Kung Fu. Try me, you must